Okay, this is cause number 330220. Case is style of state of Texas versus Amanda Ann Olivier. Miss Olivier, is that your full name? How you doing, Miss Olivier? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Miss Olivier, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney Todd LeBlanc, who's appearing via Zoom. Attorney LeBlanc, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, Attorney LeBlanc, what's your announcement in Miss Olivier's case?
Judge, I believe this is the first time we've been here on this case. I'd ask for a standard reset if possible.
Okay, Mr. LeBlanc, this case is going to be reset to June 17th of 2022.
Judge, I apologize. I'm out the month of June for medical. So,
Okay. Okay, it's going to be reset to, what about July 8th?
that's fine, Judge.
Okay, this case is going to be reset to July 8th of 2022. And Mr. LeBlanc, your reset will be sent to you. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Miss
Thank you, Judge.
Olivier, you're welcome. Miss Olivier, you can stand on the 4X. Your case is going to be reset to July 8th, 2022. You're going to get a copy of your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get a copy of your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Adrian Brown. Okay, this is cause number 330416. Case is style of state of Texas versus Adrian Brown. Adrian, okay. What's the middle name? Ethan. Okay, how you doing, Mr. Brown? You doing okay, Mr. Brown? You're represented by your attorney, Mr. Bruce Cobb, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Cobb, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Judge. Thank you. And yourself?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Cobb, what's your announcement? Well, first of all, Mr. Cobb, I'm doing fine. Now, Mr. Cobb, what's your announcement in Mr. Brown's case?
Well, we're going to ask for a reset. I haven't received discovery in his case, and also he's got a felony case that's, I think, set for trial.
It's set on June the 20th.
Right.
You want to set on the same date?
Sure. We could do it on the same day.
Any objections, state? No. Okay, this case, Mr. Brown, is going to be set on June 20th of 2022. On that date, you can come check in at this court and let us know that you're here. We start at 9 o'clock. And once you finish here, then you're going to go down to the felony court. Once you finish in the felony court, then you're going to come back here to let us know what happened with your felony case. All right, do you understand? Okay, now your attorney will be sent notice. The attorney's bond is going to be sent notice of your court date. You need to get your reset date in court. You're going to stand on the 4X. Once you get your reset date, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Cobb, this is your only case, so you're free to go as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Mr. Griffin, Declaring Griffin and Mr. Jack Lawrence. Okay, now Miss Nelson. Well, let me do this here. Declaring Griffin case in cause number 331628. Previously, he entered a plea of no contest. He was sworn in as well. He acknowledged that his signatures was on the State's Exhibit number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. He also acknowledged that his signature was on trial court certification to defendant's right of appeal, and he acknowledged that his signature was on the discovery certification. He acknowledged that he had read, that his attorney had went over these documents with him, and he read those documents, understood everything that he went over. Mr. Lawrence stated that there's no evidence that he is mentally incompetent to stand trial. And Mr. Griffin has some hesitancy regarding the question that the court asked whether or not he was satisfied with the representation of his attorney, Mr. Jack Lawrence, and whether or not Mr. Lawrence has provided fully effective and competent legal representation. And then upon further examination, he stated he was satisfied with services of Mr. Lawrence, and he did provide fully effective and competent legal representation. Now, as the state offered, Mr. Griffin 180 days to be served in the Jefferson County Jail, which was probated for 1 year. And he was assessed a fine of $500 plus court costs, and conditions of his probation was that he would install an interlock device on any vehicle that he owned or operate, and that he would attend and successfully complete the DW education class and have a drug and alcohol assessment. And he was also required to perform 50 hours of community service. Now, the court went over the plea bargain agreement, and the court will go back over the plea bargain agreement with Mr. Griffin. And Mr. Griffin, the state is offering that you serve 180 days in Jefferson County Jail. However, that jail time will be probated for 1 year. During the 1 year probation, you'll be required to pay a fine of $500 plus court costs. The court cost is $422, so the total fine and court cost is $922. You'll also be required to pay $60 each month in probation fee, $15 each month in a urinalysis fee. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County the $250 fee for the court-appointed attorney's fees. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DW education class and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, the total monthly installments that you will be required to pay each month is $185 per month. Mr. Griffin, will you be able to pay the $185 each month?
Not by myself.
You say not by yourself.
Yes, sir. I would have to like
Do you have this?
ask my parents.
Oh, okay. Now, Mr. Griffin,
He has told me that he would have to ask somebody in his family for help.
okay, I heard that. Now, Mr. Griffin,
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at a affidavit of indigence that was filled out, like, April 5th of 2022. And in this document, could you show this document to your client, Mr. Lawrence? Mr. Griffin, do you recognize that document that your attorney is showing you?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of that document, in the upper left hand, there is a line that has defendant's signature to the left.
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Griffin, you can turn back, you have expenses, and you also have income information, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, is everything on that document still true and correct today?
Yes, sir. I still have to pay for that car, even though my girlfriend had got me wrecking. She wrecked it, and they claimed it they was totaled out because all the airbags came out. So we still have to pay for like we still have to pay the note for the car. I don't have to pay.
Okay, is that on that
Yes, sir.
document?
Yes, sir, it's on there.
Okay,
Could you show me where that's on here? Because it says down here, assets, car, house, 0. Show me where the,
Oh, I had put it in under, transportation costs.
Transportation
The
cost?
lady had told me to put it right there. She told me, cause I had put 120 for the gas and stuff like that. And then right on the side of that, she had told me to add,
is that 674? That's what it looks like.
yeah.
674, Your Honor, in addition to 120 for gas at that time.
okay. Let me see the document. Okay, yeah, he has that included. Yeah, they added that up. It comes up to 19. Okay, well, I see expenses is much more than your income. Okay. So based on, let's do this here. Okay. That's 922. 922.
60.
That's- Okay. Okay. Now, Mr. Griffin,
Yes, sir.
the court is going to convert your fine and court costs, which is $922, which is totals $922 to community service pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. And that the $922 fine and court cost is going to be converted to 74 hours of community service. So that means that you'll be required to do an additional 74 hours in community service in addition to the 50 hours of community service, which will give us 100. You'll be required to do 124 hours of community service. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the court costs in this case, not the court costs, the probation fees in this case of $60 per month is going to be reduced to $25 per month. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, do you understand the state's offer
Yes, sir.
plus the adjustments that the court made with reference to the finding of that you are indigent?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept it?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that it's fair and just?
Yes, sir.
Could you
Okay.
tell me how much he'll have to pay per month now?
They're gonna figure that out at the probation office. Yeah, they do that there.
How much were court costs? How much did it come to?
The court cost is $422.
And that's going to be reduced to what?
The court cost and the fine is gonna be converted
Converted
to 74 hours of community service.
74 hours. community service. Your Honor, I just want to remind the court that he works about at least 50 hours a week for $2.13 an hour at the Buffalo Wild Wings. 74 hours of community service plus 50 that he already has would be 124 hours of community service. Just
Okay,
for the courts.
and he's on probation for a year.
I just thought I'd.
Okay, it's not like he has to do 74 hours of community service in a week or 2 weeks, so he has a year, I mean. But he can work that out. They can discuss that with the probation office. The probation office has programs that can deal with times when people have other hours. They have all kind of programs, okay? So you can mention that to your probation officer. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, the court is going to follow the plea bargain agreement that you entered into with the state. And you're going to stand on now. Our court clerk is going to have to take some time to work out the paperwork. So you're going to have a seat in the courtroom. And then when she finished the paperwork, the adjustments that needs to be made, you and your attorney is going to have to come back up to her window.
Okay.
All right, so y'all just have a seat.
I apologize for our misunderstanding there.
Yeah, I'm throwing this one away. Yeah, okay. You can go. Yeah, I'll just get this back to you. Okay. Yeah, wow. Mr. Toller. Okay, Mr. Lawrence, the court is in session. If y'all need to talk, y'all can, if you need to talk, you can talk. Back. Okay, Mr. Maculus? Okay, Mr. Maculus, would you please raise your right hand? Now, it's Maculus Toller, is that correct? Mr. Maculus Toller, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Toller, you may put your hand down. Now, Mr. Toller, I have before me two documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second document is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Toller, is this your signature on the document that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the document that states you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Correct.
And also, I have before me an affidavit of indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Toller, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best you know?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Toller, I'm looking at your affidavit of indigence. And I see, I'm not going to state it out loud, but I see what you said that you make. Is that per month?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I also see your expenses, rent, utilities, child support, food expenses, transportation costs, cell phone, and medical expenses. Okay. Now, but when I add that up, it looks like you have roughly about $860 more on your income per month. I'm just trying to understand, do you have extra income left over? Do you have like savings accounts or anything of that nature?
No, sir. I just did a rough estimate of my expenses.
You just did a rough estimate of your expenses? Let me ask you here, do you have anything left over at the end of the month? That's my question.
No, sir.
Okay, now let me ask you here. Your rent, is that the amount for your rent or are you just guessing?
I'm just guessing.
Oh, wow. Let me do this here. I'm gonna reset your case to give you a chance to get more accurate numbers. And then we will come, we'll revisit it, okay? Let's reset him for 30 days. Okay, yeah, make sure you get, these numbers matter of fact, I can give you this back. And you can take that with you. And when you come back, bring that, make sure you got everything accurate, okay? Hold on, let me get that back to me right now. So you need to be as, because you're swearing on this document that everything is true and correct. So we want to make sure that you have it accurate. Okay. You can take that back. And so what we'll do on this here, we'll just, when you come back in, you'll just fill out the documents again, okay? All right, just get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
And you did say 30 days.
Yes. Uh,
Go ahead, so when you want it.